Welcome back to episode 33 of Dialogue Tree. I am Matthew Peterson, and as always, I am joined by Daniel Time Sweeper Blinks Padilla.
Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo estás?
How you doing, Daniel?
Dude, not too bad. Not too bad. You know, I think today it's Thursday. It's nice and rainy. I just had a nice freshly brewed cup of coffee. And today I kind of finished one of like the biggest ongoing projects that we've had for work. So I'm feeling a lot more relaxed. Yeah. So it's good, man. It's good. Yesterday and the day before that were like really, I don't know. I was just feeling kind of tired because this project's been going on for like pretty much the entire week. So like, you know, like even after like office hours, like I've still been like thinking about it and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's always been on my mind. But like we finally ended it today, so I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, dog. How about you?
So you had already gone to the barber. I went to the barber last week, or I guess this week, but it will be last week when the episode comes out.
Yeah, shit.
And it wasn't like the experience itself wasn't notable, but it was definitely the most notable barbershop experience I've ever gone to. You know what I mean?
You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if this is like how different it is from how you were, because you didn't really talk about like the measures or whatever. I don't think that they had.
No, I didn't. But I can go ahead.
But yeah, it's by appointment only. That seems pretty obvious.
Shit. Okay.
I don't know. It seems normal when you have to like regulate how many people can be in the building to like schedule
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's not usually. I mean, that place that you went to specifically is not usually.
It's a little more upscale, so you might not get in if you walk in. But I have done that.
Okay,
and gotten lucky enough.
Right.
Anyways, so everyone they like give you hand sanitizer when you come in, and you just like wait outside for your turn.
Right.
And they take your temperature.
Oh,
and I
nice.
think they did. I think they did have the thermometer upside down at the dentist because they gave me 89, or 86 or whatever, which is like really low.
Okay. Yeah.
And then mine was like normal. It was like 98 or whatever it's supposed to be at the barber. So
holy shit, dude!
Like they just messed it up at the dentist, but whatever. And I had to sign like a release that states that
if you get sick,
sue them if I get the virus from being around people because that's my own fault.
Right. Because you like voluntarily went in there and whatever.
Yeah, and it like says that you verify you haven't been traveling outside the country or anything like that within the past month.
Got you. Holy shit, dude. I mean, releases is one thing. Yeah.
And they had every other whatever barber setup was closed off. Like the chair was missing.
Yeah.
And they like had to individually sanitize the little capes you wear.
Okay, nice. Gotcha.
So there was like a pretty big production of wiping everything down and getting it ready for the next person in between when someone would switch out with you.
Right.
The weirdest part is that I don't know if this is required or just by law or the barbershop wants you to, but you have to wear a mask, which is reasonable, but they have to cut your hair.
Around your ears my hair and whatever.
Fall, by my ears naturally. So I had to take off my mask and like press it into my face with my fingers while for a good amount of time during the experience. And I don't know if that's even like effective if you're just holding a mask up to you. So I don't even know if there's really a point to it if they have to take off the mask anyways.
Got you. Yeah. Shit, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. It was exciting to be back in society.
Right.
And it was like a little bit of the sense of just understanding that it is more dangerous to do it. I'm signing like a waiver to go to the barber.
Yeah, dude. I think that's intense. That gives it a whole other level of like intensity, right? Like once you're bringing in like legality type stuff into the whole deal, like for something as mundane as a fucking haircut. I mean,
dude, it's like a 15-minute process.
Right. And it's something that you don't even like think about regularly,
Right.
You just, like go and do it, and that's it.
It was still a nice time. It was pleasant to do something normal for once.
Right. I believe
even if it was a little off.
Yeah, I mean, I felt absolutely like relieved after I went and got a haircut because the issue, my hair gets like really like uncontrollable. I mean, I'm sure everyone's right, but like mine, I feel like it gets really like uncontrollable once it gets like past like a certain length.
Mm-hmm.
It like curls over my ears, and it's just a big fucking mess. And the issue is that I have to like keep presenting over like Zoom meetings and shit that. So it was just like really awkward to I didn't feel presentable, right? And I'm sure it's fine. Like I'm sure people don't care, but it's just like internally, right? Like there's something about you feeling like presentable. When I was able to get a haircut finally, I don't know, I just felt really, really good. I felt really refreshed. Measures here were pretty similar. I walked in and there was like a little boy getting his haircut. For some reason, he wasn't wearing his mask. I don't know if it was like his dad or like the barber or whatever. I didn't make much of it, right? Cause I don't know, whatever. I kept the distance. His dad had his mask. I'm assuming his dad or parent, guardian, whatever. Guardian. Yeah. This person had his mask like hanging over one ear when I walked in, but as soon as I walked in, he like put it back over him.
Right.
They had like a little bucket with like a weird kind of sponge soaked in chlorine of some kind for like your shoes, I suppose, and sanitizer right at the entrance, right? So you like stepped into the bucket, you sanitized your hands, and then you sat down again. Like you said, there was only one dude working, like one barber, only one station. And same deal. As soon as he was over, he like wiped down everything with like I'm guess some kind of chlorined spray, wiped down the seat, cleaned off like the equipment, wiped down those little cape things and whatever. It was fine for me to wear my mask the entire time though. I will say that. Like I was never like required, and the dude never said like, can you please like remove your mask or whatever? No, like it was totally fine, and it didn't seem to like interfere. Right? Like I think my haircut came out looking just as the same as it does otherwise. But I will tell you this: no fucking signing waivers or anything like that,
man. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, nothing like that.
I guess they're just worried that someone will sue them.
Yeah, I guess that's not quite like a thing here, right? Like it's that you don't really have that culture here that people will like sue you for like anything here,
right? Because it's not even that you would lose the case; it's just that you have to litigate,
right, and pay for lawyers and attorneys and all that shit, right? It is like a costly process anyway, regardless. But haircuts are interesting, man. Like it's funny how I don't know. Like I've just been thinking about this, right? Because like as I was just saying like a minute ago, haircuts is like a thing that you don't really ever really think about until you like need one. Mm-hmm. And like during, orthodox regular times, when you do need one, you just go and get it over with in like 15 minutes if you don't have to wait, maybe 45 minutes tops if there is a line or whatever, but then you're done with it and you don't even think about it for like months again,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the event of the week. It took several days of planning to get there and everything.
Right, dude. Like exactly. Like for me, I didn't have to like plan it out in terms of like this. It's kind of like the neighborhood barbershop, right? It's like at one of the corners like of the street coming into my neighborhood. So it's like really close. It's very, very casual, So for me, it wasn't really like a matter of having to plan it. It was just like a matter of like, all right, I don't know how many people have been in there over this time, like I don't know if I'm exposing myself. I don't know if it's risky. It was kind of like convincing myself whether I should go at all or not,
Yeah.
But you're right. Like it's like the same kind of thing, right? You had to plan it out. I had to just like convince myself that it was. I'm sure it wasn't like the safest thing to do, but like just
I think I called them on maybe Friday and I went in on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Holy shit, man. Fucking interesting. Okay, so the barbershop that I usually go here, they do this thing that I find really interesting. They have like these little devices that they like put over their hands and like vibrates. So like as soon as they're done, come on, man.
No, I don't even understand what you're saying.
Okay. No, what I was gonna say is like as soon as they're done with them, with like the haircut, they'll like remove all the cave and like brush off all the hair and whatever. They'll just put this shit and they'll just rest their hands like over your trapezium. Is that the name of the muscle? Right, like right over your
neck.
Yeah, like the neck, the general neck area, and that's just like super, super fucking relaxing.
Like I don't even understand what is it like a massage tool?
It must be, right? It's just like a thing that they like. So it's like a little like elastic thing that goes over their hand, and then like attached to this elastic thing is like this little shit that just makes the hand like vibrate.
No, I have no idea. That's so strange, dude.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. Go ahead.
Maybe it's just in America. Like I haven't been to any Honduran barbershops, or is it just the one?
Well, it's just as long as I've only seen them do it in the one. I've only seen them do it in the one, but I bring it up because again, just like you said, getting the haircut when I got a haircut was kind of like the big event because I'd been thinking about it for so long and whatever.
Yeah.
So like I was telling people about that, right? Like how they do that shit at the barbershop that I go to. They were like, "Whoa, dude, that sounds like super fancy and super nice and whatever." I'm like, dude, it's literally like it's a really casual barbershop where like you can get a haircut for like $6.
Right, but it is weird that it's like that, and then they give you a massage or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's nothing fancy, right? Like the dudes
Okay.
are not like licensed masseuses by any
Yeah.
means. It's just like I guess when you go and get a haircut, like feeling refreshed when you're done is like part of like the whole deal. I suppose is like what you're looking for when you go get a haircut. So I think it's just like a nice little touch, right? And it's not.
Yeah.
They'll literally just like rest their hand over your like shoulder for like a minute, and that's kind of it. But like it works, right? I think it's like a nice little detail.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Haircuts. What the fuck else is going on in your life, dog?
I've been dealing with being quarantined pretty well now.
How do you mean? Like how so? In terms of how was it before?
Well, at the beginning, I was like, well, whatever, this isn't that bad. And then I got really, bored and annoyed about it. And
right.
I don't know. This is probably like maybe even a month ago now. I mentioned it at one point, but now I've just kind of accepted the fact that it is the way it is, and I can't change that. And so
right.
You can be upset about it, or you can just have as much enjoyment out of it as you could with the time.
Yeah, I understand, right? It's one of those things, right, that you can't quite like change it, so you might as well just like try to train yourself into see it, if not positive, at least neutral.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can't quite, and of course, it's hard. It's always hard, right? Because like we're transitioning into like something that none of us had ever really experienced before. But then again, and transitions are always hard. They sometimes take time, as like a different process for everyone. But even then, right, like you can train yourself to like feel good about it, or at least feel neutral about it. Like,
yeah,
you're right. Like how you see it, it's kind of how you see things that are not really in your control is kind of really up to you.
Yeah, it's the only thing you could control in your life, arguably.
Exactly how you feel about it. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's good to hear, man.
Yeah, it feels really nice, but I can understand why some people, and probably just generally most people, don't feel that way, because it's hard to think like that. Like, I didn't just decide to do it. It's the summation, I guess, of starting to think like that for like a year. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no, I
think just being like forced to cope accelerated it, but
right.
When someone says to me, they're like, "Oh, quarantine sucks," and then I say something like that sounds like just like a BS meditation quote, but like it makes sense to me, but it doesn't help them, right? Because you can't just like. I understand that if you're not thinking like that, you can't just switch your brain into thinking like that. Like it's a process.
Of course, it definitely takes a lot of practice, even.
But once you do it, it feels like it couldn't be any other way. Like it feels supernatural. I don't know.
Right.
It just feels right to me now.
All right, interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that shit, dog.
Yeah,
nice.
That's mostly what I've been thinking about quarantine.
Yeah,
nothing like super exciting has happened here in terms of news.
Right. I bet. I think I talked about this on the episode with Owen, but they were doing this bullshit called intelligent reaperture. I don't know if that's a word in
I don't
English.
think you've said that phrase to me before.
Well, that's kind of what like the media is calling it, what the government is calling it, right? That's kind of how they're like selling it to you. Intelligent aperture, right? How they're trying to like reopen. I guess reopening is a much less pedantic word. Intelligent reopening.
I mean, it's almost a more accurate word.
You're right. Intelligent reopening, right? Which is literally just bullshit. It's kind of like the same thing that we've been talking about, right? Like the government saying things are open, I guess, is making people think it's okay to just go out when it's not. And so like, we've been having like a real upscale trend in the amount of positive cases that we've, like, I think at least in what has been officially reported, the numbers have never been as high as they have been over the last couple of weeks, which is unlucky.
Yeah, geez, dude.
Yeah, and it's also kind of frustrating, right? Because we're supposed to have been in quarantine for like 3 months already, So like the fact that like numbers are still very much on the rise to this day. Not only are they like steady, but they're like increasing, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like frustrating. You get the sense to like think about like, all right, so like this shit's not working. So what the hell else are we supposed to do? But yeah, no. Hopefully, I mean, thankfully. Here at the house, all of us are able to like do everything that we need to do from the house, except when we do have to go out to like get shit that we need, like food and stuff like that, right? But otherwise, we're all able to like work from home and stuff. So we're very, I guess, if you will, blessed in that sense.
It's the very awkward situation where, like, even if there was some sort of cure or whatever, like you have to distribute and like produce and make sure it's safe and everything. Like it's such a steady return to normalcy that there's no it's just up to you to decide like what is normal and safe based on the circumstance. There's no like objective way to just say, okay, it's over now. And that's hard to think about and like deal with on a personal level.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Because I mean, you're right. Like, even if there is a vaccine coming up, it will take time to get as many people as is safe to to fucking get the vaccine and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll definitely be tricky. And that's something that I think about, right? Because I'm always like, my mind is always like on thinking about doing my program at Merrimack, and I'm thinking, sure, I could wait another year, and that is a very big possibility. And of course, I want to be there now. But I also think about that, right? Like, yeah, maybe I will be able to go to do my program in the fall. And as much as I do want to go, like, I have to stop and realize that it will be far from regular and far from orthodox even then, right? Like, even if I am able to like move and go there and be there and everything, like, it'll still be far from the experience that I might have expected it to be back in like fucking even January or February, even, you know what I mean? As recently as February.
And of course you want it to be safe, but
of course,
it really is a disservice to people in college and even high school. Just the situation, it can't be helped, but it really does suck for them.
Right. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Like the UConn, which is the state school here, is opening, but the cafeteria is not open like for you to go in. You can take food out. It's kind of like the bistro, but you have to like leave and go eat in your dorm alone. It's like so weird and hard to like get to know people and like live your life normally when everything's like that. I couldn't, right. I'm sure I could do it, but I couldn't imagine what it would be like if my freshman year was like that in college. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because especially because you're like moving away from home and shit. Like moving from the comfort of your home and going to like somewhere that you don't know anyone, you don't know the place. You're like transitioning into a new point of your life, and then just having to be like stuck and shit like that. I mean,
yeah. And I couldn't cook, and even if like I just physically didn't know how to cook freshman year, and even if you're an amazing chef, there's just no room to cook in a dorm. There's a small communal fridge and like one stove.
Especially in a school like fucking UConn, right? It's enormous. It's so many people.
Huge. It has its own bowling alley.
Damn! Holy shit! Yeah. I didn't know that. But yeah, no, it's unlucky, man, and that's why. So the project that I've been working with at work is so there's this university in Nicaragua, and they have like an English program that you don't, there's kind of like an English program that you don't have to be like a full-time student at the university to it's kind of just like a language learning program, if you will, right? Okay. You don't have to be like enrolled in the university. So what they asked us to do is, because these kids, right, they're like anywhere from like 16 to like fucking, I don't know, like 25 years old, just about the population that I worked with. And all they've been doing for like however long this program has been going on for is just, they've been staring at their computers and looking at the same teacher for like the last few months or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they wanted to bring in someone different, someone from like somewhere else that can talk to them about like whatever for like even just like a couple of sessions. And that's what I did, right? And I think about that. You know what I mean? Fucking students who were, like you said, going into their first year, and they're just going to have to experience it in this way. Like, even if the school doesn't necessarily open, even if they do have to do it at least their first semester from home over like internet or whatever, like, it'll still be hard then, right? Because they won't be able to like meet people, and they won't get that like excitement of like, oh, we're first years meeting so many new people and experiencing so many different things and shit like that.
And if you're going into high school, I didn't have any friends. I mean, it's not like I was completely ignoring people, but the first day I started high school, I didn't have many friends because of like the way districts go. So I didn't have a lot of people from my middle school in high school. So if I didn't have the experience of physically interacting with people freshman year, I don't think I would have had any friends whenever it did open.
Yeah, holy shit, dog. Yeah, man, you gotta feel for people, man. I even feel for like the students that I met for like a hot second when I was working back at my high school last year. Like, they're all graduating now, and it kind of like breaks my heart to see them, doing their Instagram posts, and like, instead of taking photos with their actual like friends physically, what they do is they find a photo of them on like Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and take a picture right next to them, right? Right next to like and it's like, it's kind of cute, but it also like really kind of fucking sad too.
Yeah, it is sad, but I mean, it's good they're doing at least something. On the news here, if you mail in that you graduated or whatever, they'll like do a little thing for you between the commercial breaks.
No way.
But it's just not the same, and I'm sure not everyone gets on it.
Right. Weird fucking times, man. Weird times. Cool. I don't know. What else you got going on, dog? Anything you wanted to talk about in particular?
Yeah. This is not like a big conversation topic, but my mom works at government office, and like she doesn't work for the mayor, but she works in the same building the mayor is.
Gotcha.
And today, I guess, was the mayor's birthday, and apparently this like local bakery either was commissioned or just decided to send in a gift, and it was a wall of donuts.
No way, dude.
Well, I kind of want to send it to you, but I don't know how to find it.
Well, that sounds like the best time.
But it's like a cork board on wheels. With a bunch of pigs, and they all just have donuts on them.
You said pigs?
I said pegs.
Oh, pegs. Right.
And I just thought that was such a weird thing. I don't know. Like for the mayor, for a birthday, for anything.
I will take a wall of donuts any fucking day of the year, dude. When's the last time you had a good donut, dog?
Been a long time, because I definitely prefer bagels 100% more.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, here's the picture. Let me send it to you.
Yeah, that is not nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Like I don't know, like it looks very much office-y, you know, like I don't know. I thought it would be like a little more colorful, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know how much planning goes into this. I don't know if the current restrictions limit their ability to go on the donut wall.
Yeah.
It does have to get inside the building.
Okay, you're right. This is very strange. This is not at all without... I don't know, like I pictured it a lot more festive.
It's completely white, and it doesn't help that the background is also white.
Right.
And there's white flowers on it.
Right. There's like a really awkward, like very like sad looking string of flowers like surrounding it, kind of. You're right. This is not at all what I expected it, what I imagined it to look, or what I wanted it to look like anyway.
Yeah.
But God, I can't
weird.
say that I wouldn't eat any of those donuts, man. I want a fucking sweet donut.
You could go to a drive-through these days, can't you?
Yeah. I'll have to. I have had Cinnabon, right? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I think I mentioned it.
That's a mega donut.
Dude, what's the deal with the finale for Charlie the Unicorn, dog?
Yeah, why is Charlie the Unicorn still being made?
I didn't know it was it had like continuity to it. You know what I mean?
I didn't think it like really did. Did it?
Well, what are they calling this shit? The finale, and it's like a part 2, so it must have some kind of continuity.
Maybe there was later introduced continuity, because it's not like I have been keeping up with Charlie the Unicorn, the year of our Lord 2020 AD. I just found out you or Owen was like, hey, they're still making this for some reason.
How long ago? I need to look this up. How long ago was like the original Charlie the Unicorn?
Oh my God.
Charlie the Unicorn. Okay, so Charlie the Unicorn says here 12 years ago. So I was in...
Dude, I don't even know how to feel about that.
12 years ago, 2008. And I must have been in like either 8th grade, most likely. Holy shit.
It's a very childish thing.
Yeah, right. And like...
So it didn't like age well with the generation.
Right.
I guess they're just like trying to sell merch or something. I feel like there's not really like an artistic drive in the creator to make more of this unicorn character.
Well, there seems to be on the thumbnail. You know how it does this thing? Like if you like scroll your mouse over the thumbnail, it'll like play like like little clips.
Play a bit. And then it goes into history, and it's like, I didn't watch this.
Does it? Well, I don't know about that, but what I wanted to say is there seems to be like blood involved.
Yeah, dude, it's Charlie the Unicorn.
I don't. Was there blood in Charlie the Unicorn? I don't remember any of this shit.
Oh,
was there really?
Am I thinking of llamas with hats? I thought he was the murderer.
Okay, I don't even remember. I don't even know why I brought this up, because apparently I don't even remember what the fuck the first Charlie the Unicorn was.
Oh, maybe I didn't.
I just remember them being like really stupid and just like, oh, Charlie, whatever, Charlie.
I think I'm thinking of the llamas that kill people.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's like the same thing. It's like,
okay,
but one of them is a murderer.
Oh, nice.
I'm looking. Yeah, there's not murder. I just like scrolled through the frames of the first one. I didn't see any blood.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, that is kind of weird.
All right, well, I guess I'll be playing it. I'll mute it, but I'll be playing it in the background and kind of like looking at it. Then I guess I'll give my like impressions of what's going on. Right?
Yeah.
Well, this dude, he's like in the beach, in the ocean, and there's like, I don't know if it's like my eyes are deceiving me, but like, I don't know if it's just his shadow, but it seems like red wherever he's standing on in the ocean. It's like red.
Oh, no.
So yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah. If Charlie Unicorn is something that you've been following for whatever reason, I don't know why you would be. They released the finale. Today's the 18th. They released it like 3 days ago.
Oh my god, dude.
I guess I have a couple more things that I want to talk about. I wanted to mention that I have this. It's very unlike. Okay, so I don't consider myself a clumsy person at all, right? I don't think so. But somehow I have gone through 3 water bottles in the last 2 weeks, man.
Wow.
Yeah, like I've destroyed
once in the group chat.
Yeah. I notified you of this because I thought it was really like eventful, right? The fact that I
what are you doing? Like 2 water bottles.
Okay, so the first one is one of those. Like, so like the body of the bottle is like was plastic. Holy shit! Yeah, someone just blew up on Charlie the Unicorn, the grand finale. What the hell is going on, dude? Wait, I need to.
You should turn subtitles on.
What? All right. Yeah. The body of this bottle was plastic, but it's one of those that has like a really like thick and like heavy metal cap for some reason that goes over like the mouthpiece. Yeah. And so like I'm not clumsy, but I am kind of fidgety, right? So like if I have something in my hand, like I'll be like playing around with it. So I was walking down the stairs to refill this empty water bottle, and I was just kind of like tossing it in the air and just catching it, right? Just like for myself and to myself. One of those times that I tossed it in the air, I evidently didn't catch it, and it fell on the floor right by like the cap, right? So like the cap is so like thick and heavy and whatever, and like with the momentum of the water bottle falling onto the floor, it just cracked straight up, like the whole mouthpiece just came off, and dead. And so then I had another one from the company that I work for currently. This those shitty promotional water bottles. Oh yeah, really thin plastic and whatever.
Got one.
Right, of course. And so one day, I think it was like this last Saturday or whatever, I went out to do some jump rope, but then I came back inside and I was drinking my water, getting rehydrated. And there was like maybe like a quarter left of water in the bottle, but it like slipped from my hands. And as and it might have fallen maybe like a foot into the floor, right? Like I wasn't even, like I was sitting on a couch and I was holding it. So it fell a foot tops, and even then it still broke as soon as it hit the floor.
Right.
So unlucky, and then,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and then the third one, which happened a couple of days ago, I think it was another for the company that my mom works for, another promotional water bottle, but this one was in fact glass, and it had like this weird kind of gummy sheath over it to protect the glass, I suppose.
Work from the
no, evidently it didn't work. It evidently didn't work. I was hanging out outside, for meetings for work, right? I sometimes just take them from the porch if I'm just going to be sitting listening to people talk. When it was over, I came back inside and I was carrying my computer with the charger and the water bottle. So like I set the water bottle down on the dining table and I go and turn around, but like, I had my computer and the charger and everything on my other hand. So when I go and turn around, the water bottle gets caught on one of the cords for like the charger or something, and it slips and it just fucking falls straight to the floor and shatters. Yeah, 2 weeks, man. You're 2 fucking weeks. I don't know what's going on, man. It honestly feels kind of weird and surreal, right? Like this, I don't break shit regularly, let alone breaking 3 water bottles.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
You need one with like a strap to go around your wrist.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. Well, I found another promotional one, but this one's like metal. One of those like metal ones that's supposed to like keep your drink cold or whatever.
Oh, that's good.
So that should, yeah. It's still kind of, the water still kind of tastes metally, unfortunately. Like I still have to like wear it, I suppose.
I've had water like that.
Yeah. But it should be durable at least. If I break that one, I'll make sure to note to update the podcast.
How have you managed to break that one?
Yeah.
Speaking of random.
Say it again?
I said I had some oatmeal. Speaking of just like random stuff we've been doing.
Oh, nice, man. What'd you dress it with?
I had some peanut butter and I mashed up a banana in it.
Oh, shit, dude. Good. I don't think I'd ever thought of. We had bananas sorted regularly here at the house around this time, and I don't think I've thought about even chopping banana up and like tossing over it. Damn, that sounds insane.
Yeah, it actually ends up good. Well, and it was good. I hadn't had it in a while, and I'm glad I did. I'm satisfied.
Yeah, man. No, I'm fucking happy for you. That's a good choice. Good choice. Another update from this Charlie the Unicorn, I guess, thing that I'm watching. There are a lot of. It looks very. It seems like it's been taking a lot of inspiration from BoJack Horseman. I'm seeing a lot of characters and like animation style that just is very, very reminiscent of BoJack Horseman.
I mean, who am I to judge? Maybe it's brilliant, and they were like using their has-been internet status as like a commentary on whatever, you know, like maybe.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I just feel like it's probably not. Odds are.
But yeah, no. I mean, you're right. Very weird. Okay, so it's over now. No one else blew up or died or anything. Fucking strange. But anyway, okay, that is my that is my update on the Charlie the Unicorn thing. And I guess the last thing that I had on my notes anyway was that I went ahead and bought the fucking Ghostbusters game, man. I talked about it. I know I talked about it last week, and I bought it. And it's alright, you know. It's an older game. It's like more than 10 years old, and it's a port. It's alright. As I was telling you, they do the license a lot of justice, right? It was written by the original Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, and the entire original cast is back for the voices. And it's good, man. I mean, it's funny. Sometimes they feel a little bit too fan servicey, right? Like they'll just say lines from like the original movies and just like edit them and like just change like a word, just like change it up a little bit. But it'll feel like they're like, yeah, right. It feels like, but it hasn't happened a lot, right? Like I noticed that maybe like once or twice in like the first couple hours that I've played into the story, so it doesn't even really like take me out of it. Just something that I noticed. But like honestly, the humor and like the banter among all the characters feels super genuine. It feels super like the chemistry is still there, like among all of them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good. It does have a little bit of clunk in it, and I don't know why, you know what I mean? I don't know if this was just what games felt like back in 2009, because I just don't remember. I haven't played games like third person type shooter type games in a long time from the era, but it does feel a little clunky. I was telling you how it does this thing that like it sometimes asks you to look for ghosts, and to look for ghosts you have to like wear this visor thing.
Yeah, I've seen this part of the game just like randomly, so I do kind of know what's going on.
Right. And it's fine, right? It doesn't necessarily like break the game. I think it's just, at least it's a preference thing for me. I don't like when like games ask you to like just change the way that you navigate the world just for like a second, right? Yet, or even just like change the way that you look at the game. You know how I like the Batman Arkham Asylum a lot. Like I think it's a very, very good game, but like I think it's a little bit flawed in the sense that like you're kind of like almost encouraged to play in detective mode the entire time because it just makes everything a lot easier. I feel like it's kind of the same thing with this visor thing in the Ghostbusters game. And the issue is that you go straight up into like full on first person view when you're wearing this visor. So like movement is really awkward. You don't move as fast. It just slows the game down a whole lot. And it just feels kind of awkward and clunky. And I think that's by far been my least favorite part, considering that it seems like a mechanic that will be recurring throughout the entire game, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's like, what's the difference between there being like a audio cue or like the object with the ghost moves like in Luigi's Mansion and then you like hit A on it or whatever? Why is that not just superior to having to just walk around with this mode in and like find the right spot or whatever?
Yeah. Exactly. That shit will really just take you out of the game. And what I was telling you, right? Like your character is designed in the sort of way that like a lot of like the HUD is just like on the proton pack, right? Like your health will kind of be reflected on the proton pack, and like the heat level of the proton pack will be reflected on it too. There's a lot of visual cues on the Proton Pack as it is. And even like the visor that you wear, you can even see that like hanging off of your like belt or whatever, of your character's belt when you're just playing regularly third person, right? And like it'll still like flash little colors and stuff like that. So I just don't understand why they couldn't just do that, like the same mechanic, right? Like focus on the visor, you know, like whatever like your visor's kind of showing you, but just leave it hanging from like the character's belt, and just have to like focus on it for like a second, but don't change the way you navigate the game or how you move or anything.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So it's just it has a little bit of clunk to it, you know, and I think it's very, very noticeable, especially because I don't often play. I think I was talking about this last episode that I don't often play these like third person action games anymore, like at all.
Yeah.
So it's just, all these things are very, very, very noticeable to me. But it is good. I will recommend it, especially if you like Ghostbusters, man. Like it honestly, like, and this is the same shit that people have been saying for as long as this game has been out, right? It genuinely feels like what could have been an actual Ghostbusters 3 movie.
It's nice with licensed stuff, like with South Park games or whatever, where it's not just the characters like being taken so people buy the game because they like the franchise. It feels like new content within the universe of the franchise.
Right.
That you are experiencing by playing the game, not just like a mod that changes everyone to a character from a series.
Right. Yeah, that's a phenomenal way to put it. I love that. Right, it makes you experience like another part of the universe. Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself. And that's kind of the experience that I've had with the game so far, for sure.
Yeah. So it sounds like if you like Ghostbusters, you'll like it, and if you don't, you'll probably be like, "This probably isn't worth my time."
Yeah, you could if you don't like Ghostbusters, I'm sure there are things that will entertain you more than this game, probably. Right. You know, not that it's bad by any means, but like there's just probably better things for your own personal taste that you could be playing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good recommendation.
Yeah, dog. And never mind. God damn it. It was $11 a couple like last week when I bought it.
Sale.
Yeah, the sale. I don't think the sale is going on anymore, and I don't know what the game usually goes for.
That was like a week ago, to be fair.
Yeah, and I just don't know what the game goes for regularly, so I can't tell. I guess I can look it up real quick.
It's also on many platforms.
Yeah, it's available on the fucking PS2 and the Wii if you're into that. I own it on the Wii too, and it's weird. I don't know if I told you this, but like the dialogue and the dialogue is all the same. It's just edited differently so that the story and the missions are structured differently. You know what I mean?
It's very strange.
It's very weird. Yeah, it's definitely not the same game. Like even the art style and everything is very different, and the missions and everything just has a very, very different structure to it. It's different enough where like I would say like they're completely different experiences, even though the dialogue and everything is all the same. You know what I mean? It's a definitely noticeable difference in the experience.
That is odd.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's all that I had on the table. I don't know if there's anything that you want to talk about.
I could talk about Ready Player One being bad, but do you have any hot takes?
You're right. No, I do want to talk. I do want to hear you talk about it. Okay. I never seen the movie. Just FYI, but
a rundown of what happens.
Okay, Ghostbusters just $30 fucking. So
that's a lot for what it is.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit, especially considering that you could very likely buy it for like a PS3 for a lot cheaper, right? Like a used copy, and it's the same experience. So yeah.
Cold take alert. Ready Player One is not a very good movie.
Shit, dude. How come?
So I had never thought about this movie probably since like within a week of seeing it until Owen said something about it. I don't remember what.
Fucking Owen, dude.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, I could talk about this on the podcast because it's very much the same level of quality filmmaking as The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's very much in that ballpark of awful.
Oh shit, dude. Okay. In terms of like everything, just like storytelling and narrative and pacing and all that shit.
Specifically, the writing is quite bad.
Okay.
Here, also spoilers for Ready Player One. I know you haven't seen it, so here's like a very, very.
I mean, I don't care, dude.
Well, you need to like know the premise of.
Gotcha.
I mean, are you like familiar with the conceit of the books? Like,
so it's like it's a dystopian world where like people spend the majority of their life kind of like playing some kind of game, right? It's a kind of virtual reality game, and then someone kind of like puts a bounty on like an item within the game that everyone's just kind of goes crazy trying to find, something like that.
Yeah, it's basically that it's a treasure hunt to become like the next king of the virtual world because the old guy died.
Gotcha.
And he left like a really convoluted scavenger hunt. That's your plot. And the villain is the evil company, and they're like hiring people to go look for it for them. But because the hero is a true gamer, seriously, the plot.
Shit, dude.
Because he knows like references from like Back to the Future and he has games or whatever. He like proves that he's a real gamer and
God,
a real appreciator of 90s culture and like proves himself and becomes the king.
Okay, shit. That sounds very, very compelling, man.
It's quite bad.
Yeah, holy shit, it sounds like it.
The reason I bring it up is not just because it's funny, because it's bad. It's so much more cynical than The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think.
How so?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not a good film, but it is an attempt to tell a story in like a fun and artistic way, and they just didn't do a good job.
Right.
But Ready Player One is like this conglomeration of advertisements.
Oh, right. Okay. So it doesn't even feel like a genuine attempt to like make a movie, right?
Right. Like they've licensed so many, like a billion things, dude. Like the Iron Giant is in it, and I know they're not like paying for advertisements for the Iron Giant.
Right.
Like Tracer is in it, and that was when Overwatch was hot. There's Big Master Chief is in it, I think. Like there's so much shit in it. There's so much shit. And it's like being bombarded with pop culture references that just like fly past and mostly isn't even for like a joke. Like there's not even a point to it. It just is there
to like show it to you and be like, oh shit, dude, the Iron Giant. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
As if anyone is going to say that in fucking 2018 or whenever that came out, you know?
It just feels there's a lot less creative integrity, I would say, behind the vision. At least that's the feeling I get from watching it.
Right.
And there's also like this severe tonal dissonance of the movie being about a nerd who overcomes a company by being able to actually like relate to these beloved properties and like understand them and really like engage with them in a meaningful way and not recognize them. And that's why the company fails, because they don't get it. But then I'm watching a movie about,
and the movie feels like it was made by this company who just doesn't get it, right?
The villain. It's definitely not aware of the situation.
Right. Oh, dude, that's so weird, man.
It's so weird.
Yeah, holy shit. It's weirdly like philosophical too, in a way, you know? Like, God, like weirdly like meta, but in like a very negative way, in a very unintended way.
I really hate it. The movie is directed by Steven Spielberg, and it's 90% CGI.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that he was involved in this garbage.
So I don't think he did anything for the CGI, right? Like, does he even do movies with CGI? I don't know.
I don't fucking know, yeah.
Probably didn't care. Oh, I mean, this is also like, it's the exact same thing I said, but I hate that The Shining is in it.
What the hell?
They have like the rights to The Shining, and there's like a puzzle with the blood hallway and like the kids or whatever, and it's like,
that seems super awkward, man. Like a super awkward thing to include.
This awful film is like associating it with this really
iconic classic fucking
monumental work.
Yeah.
It just feels awful to see.
I didn't even know that. I don't think I had heard any kind of reference to that shit. The fact that The Shining was a weird part of this movie. I had no idea.
It's like one of 5 puzzles they do, and it doesn't go anywhere. It's
damn, dog.
I mean, I could explain all this shit, but it really doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, there's only 2 other like specific things I want to bring up. I hate that the female lead, the main character Wade, and the other girl, the female lead, meet in cyberspace, and he's like, "I love you," to her avatar, and she's like, "You wouldn't love me if you saw the real me." Whatever, and then they meet up because she's like the leader of the resistance against the company.
Oh God!
And she's like really, really conventionally attractive. She just has like Zuko's kind of burn mark on her eye.
Oh my fucking God, dude!
But her eye isn't even like, you know how Zuko, like his eye is like really disfigured, like clearly.
Yeah, right. Not only does he have like not only is it discolored, but like he has like the disfiguration. Yeah.
But her eye, sure, it's just her eye is normal, and it's just like an attractive woman in makeup, and she's like, I'm so ugly. And then Wade's
come
like,
on, man,
you're not ugly to me. And it's like that
come
whole
on, man.
arc, and then they're in love, dude.
So it's one of those like let me think about how to put this into words. It's one of those like plot devices that would never really be a thing, but they try to make it a thing because it's a movie, kind of like Tall Girl, right? Like there's no way this tall girl's life is as miserable as like this movie is making you believe it is, right? Because being tall is not inherently an unattractive thing, right? Like maybe she'll get called out for whatever, but like everyone gets called out for something, right? Like
and I'm sure I'm not saying that if you were burned on your eye in real life, you would just be like okay with it and not, in some way traumatized.
Be like self-conscious, yeah.
But like she's physically 100% functional, and the actress portraying her is attractive enough to be cast in this film, and the only difference is the actress has eye makeup on her face, and it's like maybe no one's told her she's pretty because like the world is a dystopia and no one like talks to each other in real life, but it just feels really stupid and cheap and also pointless.
Nah, dude, I believe it. Holy shit, man.
The other thing I have to talk about is the ending because it makes no sense.
Okay. Oh shit.
The world. This is a dystopian story. Wade lives in a skyscraper of trailers. It's just like piles of like garbage they live in, and they just under VR all day. It's so bad that this company tries to kill him. They like put a bomb in the trailer and like kill his step parents.
Oh God.
There's just like no recurse that just like happens, and I'm sure it killed other people because it's just like a pile of metal.
Right.
And so at this point I was thinking like there isn't even like a police force. Like I didn't even think the government existed in this universe. It was so bad. And there's no money because it's like all the money is just in the virtual world. Like no one uses real money because it's equivalent because that's where everyone spends their time.
Right.
But then at the end the company gets arrested by the police. Like I don't even okay.
Yeah, right. Some kind of law enforcing something.
Simon Pegg is there.
Nice
thing. He's
God.
I mean, Simon Pegg is great. He sucks in this movie. He has nothing to do.
Right.
He's CGI for most of it.
What the? Okay.
Yeah, he's like a CGI robot, man.
Right.
But the ending is Wade has this inherited the like whatever legal basis for this dude who owns the single most important thing in the, I assume, world.
Right.
Full ownership of to a kid posthumously because he's dead. So there's not like even a contract or whatever. There's a contract was virtual. I don't know what that means. Like no laws in this universe.
But then there is a law enforcing something that arrested these people. Okay.
But just setting aside the fact that Wade is the undisputed king of the universe now, he uses his experiences to decide that they like should ban the Oasis on Wednesdays. And that's his solution to like fix the world.
Okay, so just the one day of the week where they won't play this shit.
And he's like, we have to spend more time with more important things. And it's like him with the girl, but like this is not a solution to like the dystopia. Like he should just blow it up, I feel like is the message of the movie.
But then nothing really happened.
Surely just banning it on Wednesday would just make people resent Wednesday.
Right.
Like the economy just closes on Wednesday.
Right.
And you sit there and cry. Like that's not going to fix the horrid like filth people live in.
Yeah, exactly. Just the one. And in fact, it'll maybe just like make them more aware of it, right? For just the one day before they can just go back into this virtual world or whatever.
What was the point of this film? Like what even happened?
Right.
Like this guy just became rich and got a girlfriend through not really any charisma or skill, just for being like a big nerd.
Right. Shit, dude. And it's awful and it's funny because that's the exact way that we talked about how we ended up feeling after we watched The Amazing Spider-Man 1, right? Like nothing, like the entire movie happens, but nothing really like changes. Like Peter doesn't learn anything. The cop man dies and like wants him to stay away from his daughter, and he like, and in the end he just goes. God damn, dude.
I don't know. That's like the difference for it to me. Like Spider-Man is like a goofier.
Like it doesn't feel as like it doesn't quite feel like it's like a corporate blood sucking type product.
Right. I think just the fact that they're like trying to take these really hollow shots at corporations made me so hyper aware.
Right.
It just feels like super distasteful in a way.
So that's so fucking funny, man. Honestly, it's really funny.
Yeah, it is funny how bad it is, but
right.
It is more like upsetting and sad when you.
No, I get it.
So I have to say it's a million times worse, and I would not recommend you ever see it.
That's totally fair, man. Good thing. I was thinking about watching it. Now I won't.
I even just watch Justice League if you want to watch something that's the Snyder cut.
Right. Just wait for that. Wait for the Snyder cut.
Dude, I'm excited for it. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, dude, I am too. I don't remember if we've talked about this. I don't remember anything about the original one. So it'll be like just like 100% fresh new experience for me.
And I do remember the original, so I'm actually interested. You can remember how you felt after seeing the first one and be like,
yeah, right.
This is better. And then I'm interested in being like, did they just remove all of the scenes and like completely overhaul it? Like, what is even going to change? I'm so curious.
Yeah. I have a meme for you, dog. Okay. So you know the meme format when it's like a dude in like a hospital bed with like a nurse just like staring down at him.
Oh, it's like a meme where it's like this guy's been in a coma for 6 years, and then he wakes up and he's like, I can't wait to see the Twin Towers or whatever.
So this one, so it's that picture, right? And it's like, you've been in a coma for 8 years, and the dude goes like, "Damn, I can't wait to play GTA 6." That's good. That's fucking funny, man.
That is funny. God. Oh, God. How many times do they get them remake GTA 5?
Yeah, man, come on, dude. It's about fucking time that we move on, man. Like, I'm sure the game is good, and I understand that it's making money because microtransactions in the online world or whatever, but come on, man. Speaking of corporate bullshit, right?
At least
make a new game.
The current iteration was improved in the sense that it added full first person for like everything.
No shit.
But you can't really do that anymore with the next one, so it's just gonna be
the
same.
What are you going to add to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, are you just gonna add like another like expansion? I don't know, dude. It's just
the fun. I think is just to like do whatever you want, like hit people or fly a plane or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter if it looks better or
right.
Story missions or whatever. It's just kind of like a sandbox.
Right. Exactly. And I'm wondering if it's still gonna sell, dude. Like, you know, like it already is, if I'm not mistaken, like the second or third best-selling game ever. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere.
Which is such a disingenuous title to claim after putting like 1 billion editions out.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, is that counting like all the iterations of it for like every platform and shit? Like, I don't know. But like, considering it already sells so well, like, are people gonna still buy into it when the new consoles are in the market? Or, you know what I mean? Like,
just being blindly cynical, I'll say yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I actually don't know.
I mean, I understand. I am guilty of buying one game like multiple times, right? Like, I fucking bought Darksiders, the first one, like 3 times. Yeah. But even then, like, I don't feel too bad because THQ has been a company that has been through like a lot of shit, right? I think it even like went bankrupt for like a couple of years here and there, right? So it was mostly like a thing of like, all right, yeah, I've never finished this game, but I do like it and I think it's good enough that I want to like at least, and I've never paid like full price for it. That's another thing, right? I bought it for the PC for like $5 back in like 2012. I bought it for the PS3 for like $6 even, and now the Switch version for like 15 on discount. So like even then, I've never paid full price for it, and it was always more like a thing of like, in the end, supporting the company that is still pumping out games that I think are interesting, right? They released Darksiders Genesis like 6 months ago or whatever, and I loved that game, you know. So they're still like making like actual new games, where these assholes, GTA 5 since like 2013 or whatever, you know?
God damn. I bet Skyrim will be on it too.
Oh god, yeah, fucking Skyrim too. You're right, but at least we're getting a new Pokemon Snap, dog.
I did see that. I didn't like look at the details. I just saw what's happening.
Yeah, apparently there haven't been a lot of details. They just kind of showed a little bit of footage and said that there's a new one coming.
I mean, Pokemon Snap is fine. It's a bit of fun.
I know, dude. It was kind of like an ironic comment to just say that, yeah, that shit's coming out. I don't care for it at all. Yeah, I don't know. Some people are crazy for it, but I don't care about it, to be honest. I'm not saying it's bad, but I just don't. I'm not interested in it at all.
Probably pretty much it for the week, dude.
Yeah, dude. I think so. What the fuck have you learned today, dog?
Dude, I learned about that little thing that they use to massage your neck.
Yeah. That is I recommend it, dude. I recommend it. Definitely makes you feel a lot nicer about yourself and about the world after you get a haircut, you know?
I'm sure it's nice, but I don't even know how I would go about accessing this intentionally.
Right. Well, you have to
barbershops where they massage your neck.
Right. Shit, I couldn't help you. I guess all I can say is you'd have to fly all the way down here at some point. I guess what I learned was that apparently going off what you said, apparently in some barbershops in the United States, if you want to get a haircut these days, they will make you sign they will make you find a release just to ensure that you won't sue them in case you contract any kind of disease.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it seems so. Tune in next week when Matthew Peterson will be beating Symphony of the Night in 43 seconds.
Blindfolded.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll be doing that.
I'm practicing for that category.
Right. Well, cool, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here today. It was a good time.
Always a fun time.
And if Nick Kirshner is listening, we miss you, man. Peace out. Stay safe, everyone.
See ya.